you drunk?
Hey.
Oh,
Hey.
this is gonna be great. Oh, I'm so excited now. Okay, we're recording, by the way. Okay. All right, and then 3, 2, 1, go for it, Paul.
Okay, testing. Today on Quality Time with Family Ties, we learn who's your boss? More like who's your daddy.
And in 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, welcome to Quality Time with Family Ties. I am one of your hosts, Scott Jones. Joining me again, Mr. Paul Packler. How are you, Paul?
I'm good. Hey, let's pause for a second and start again. I think I said who's your boss instead of who's the boss. Sorry.
All right. Editing, scrap everything that we just did before.
What?
All right, we're going to start
here we
again.
go.
And Paul, in 3, 2, 1.
Testing. Okay. Today on Quality Time with Family Ties, we learn who's the boss? More like who's your daddy.
3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, welcome to Quality Time with Family Ties. I am one of your hosts, Scott Jones. Joining me, as always, Mr. Paul Packler. Paul, how are you?
I'm wonderful.
Nice! I was
Nothing more than that.
Just simply wonderful. Lovely. Yeah. And Corey, how are you doing?
I'm simply wonderful, too.
All right. I'm glad everyone's simply wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
How are you, Scott?
You know, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good. Well, I'm not at wonderful, you know. It's later in the day. I'm a little worn down, but
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited about this episode in a way because this was such a weird episode, and I feel with this season where it was all politics last season, this season's all about like racy relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Sex.
It's sex. They sexed it up. So if you're following along with us, we're on season 2, episode 5. Not an affair to remember. And
An allusion to one of my mom's favorite films that doesn't star Barbara Streisand.
oh, who is an affair to remember?
Cary Grant and
Deborah Carr?
Deborah Carr?
Deborah Kerr.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is that the one with the classic scene on the beach with the waves rushing in?
No,
and
that's
they-
Burt
no.
Lancaster.
Okay.
Oh God,
So-
that's
That's
if you
That's
could.
what movie is that, Paul? That's
that from
From
here to
here to
eternity.
eternity,
Here
I'm
to
sorry.
Eternity, that's-
sorry.
Wait, what's that famous movie where he says Rosebud? Psycho. It's Psycho.
If you could see the disgust on Paul's face right now.
That was actually, I don't want to be accused of being a joke thief. That was actually a reference to a Kids in the Hall sketch.
The stabbing.
You had a footnote that, huh, Paul?
Yeah. Was that Corey?
You had a footnote that joke.
Indeed.
Yeah. It was worth footnoting, though. It was
Yeah.
definitely worth
It was
footnoting.
good.
It was good. Okay, guys. So we start off. It starts off in an interesting place. We start off at Steven's studio, in his office at the studio. They must have gotten a bigger budget for this because we see some new sets. This
Yeah, I was just
season.
saying,
A lot
never
of
saw
new
the
sets.
set before.
Never saw this set before, brand new, and we actually see our first black person that actually has a surmountable amount of lines. Gus.
Yeah.
It's
That was a nice surprise.
progress
It was,
is coming to
especially-
Family Ties.
And especially for them to reach all the way back to revolutionary times for the actor John Hancock. That's his name.
That is.
John Hancock.
Oh my God! Oh wow!
God, come on, Corey. It's Herbie Hancock. Okay, that was a joke from Tommy Boy. I have to acknowledge that
We'll throw all these footnotes up on our Facebook page. So,
all of
just so
Paul's
you get
90
this.
joke ripoffs. Next
Yep.
up, Seinfeld.
This episode is going to be like Infinite Jest with all the footnotes at the bottom.
I just went to see that. I just went to see the end of the tour.
How was it?
It was fine. It wasn't great,
Okay.
and it being fine made it worse.
I got
Because
you.
it wasn't like My Dinner with Andre where they just talk about philosophy the whole time, and it wasn't where it's like the two characters and finding their relationship. They sort of split the difference between ideas and character, and it just felt namby-pamby. It felt middle of the road.
Okay.
Great performances, though. Very great performances.
Cool. All right. So we are in the studio, and Gus and Steven are doing this thing about Calvin Coolidge. They're doing a bio about Calvin Coolidge, and Gus.
I just thought it was funny. Every element of this scene that you say, we're at the TV station. That's weird. We're with a black actor. That's weird for this show. We've never met Gus before. That's weird. They're doing a documentary about Calvin Coolidge. That's
Who's a
weird.
Republican?
We are.
Was he from Ohio though?
Yeah. Was he from
No,
Ohio?
I think he was from New York, actually. No, I'm sorry. He was the governor of Massachusetts.
Really?
Before he was president.
Oh, okay.
How do you know all this shit, Paul?
I actually read this really long article about him in the New Yorker like a year and a half ago, and it's still in my brain.
All right, now I forgive you for that. That's
Yeah.
a good reason.
But Corey, you make a good point. This is like this whole episode is like a bizarro world Family Ties.
It is. Every layer of it is weird to me, and it never stopped. It never made sense. It never. At no point did it like find its footing and make sense. It was always like, this is weird. I was uncomfortable the whole second act, and the whole first act. It was like, really? This is the episode?
Yeah. Let's just keep going and get our listeners.
I was uncomfortable that I found Judith Light attractive. Like,
Paul, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
The only time, I hate to be like an ageist about this because I feel that it's ageism. That, she was lovely. She still had the bloom of youth at this point in her life and really became a star during Who's the Boss? Although she was a star before even doing this on soap operas.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay. I didn't know she did soap operas.
She had like a 10-year run on One Life to Live or something like that.
Oh, okay.
See, the thing is that growing up, I only saw her on Who's the Boss, and then, she was on all of those Lifetime movies and stuff like that.
Right.
This is like,
and now,
this episode,
oddly enough, has a nice career as a stage actress.
That's true, yeah. That's what she's doing a lot of now. She's done a ton of Broadway.
Yeah.
And getting very well reviewed as an actress, which is sort of like, it's nice. Late in life, she's actually sort of, legitimized.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's so funny that in this episode, it's that Steven is going between two different Lifetime moms from the 80s.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
I can imagine Lifetime being like, hey, we have this new script. Can we get Judith Light? No. Can we get Meredith Baxter? Yep. And then they would
We're good. Is there a Lifetime movie with both of them in it? If not, there should be.
That would be like the heat of Lifetime movies, where they're in it together in the diner.
Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, just to jump to it, okay, so Steven has an intern named Stacy, played by Judith Light, that's working for him, who clearly has the hots for him.
And that's what's, you just saying that is the weirdest thing.
Yes.
So clearly that she was barely in the room before you knew she had the hots for him. Everything was so indicated.
Yeah. And indicated and then flat out said, no subtlety.
Yeah.
It was almost like this is like a precursor to Fatal Attraction. These are the things a crazy serial killer is going to say before she is scorned and ends up killing you.
Indeed.
Like, Steven is the most smartest man I've ever known. He's the most attractive man I've ever known.
Because, she kept touching him throughout the scene, and I was like, she keeps touching him. And then Gus actually says, he's like, she keeps touching you.
Right. And let's face it, guys, if this was like Fatal Attraction, Gus would be dead too. Gus would be the first one to die. They would find his body in Steven's house. So yeah, Gus acknowledges that, Stacy's really flirty with him, and at one point I wrote this down, like, Steven refers to Stacy as a kid, but it's Judith Light, so I had a hard time picturing her as like in her 20s intern. She always has this mom presence for me.
Well, she looked like she was probably in maybe 27, 28.
Yeah. I just have this thing of in the 80s everyone looks so much older on TV.
That's true.
You know? I bought into it, but it took me a second because all the kids dressed older, or like in movies, you could be 30 and still in high school if you're castable. So,
the other thing, Steven, we find out, is 39 years old.
Yes.
And if Alex is 17, that means that Steven had him when he was 22. Once again, all of the timelines are so fucked up on this show.
Yes, absolutely.
Nothing makes me angrier.
Well, I think you should do a PowerPoint demonstration about how the timelines are.
Well, Corey, now that you've brought it up, thank you very much. All of our listeners, go to our website, and you can see what I've already created.
You will see how this is all one big lie.
Oh, my goodness.
And let's also point out Stacy kisses Steven, too, on the cheek several times in this episode before she actually flat out kisses him. All right? None of this appropriate for The Office.
Yeah, at one point, Gus, she leaves the room and comes back in, and she's like, "Oh, what were you guys talking about?" And Gus goes, "Sex." And she's like, "Oh, I'm going to sit
let me pull up a chair."
Isn't this a PBS station? Aren't there, federal rules about sexual harassment?
Although, Paul, I did actually write down, just thinking about our days back in the Snow White Green Room, that conversation when someone says, "What are you talking about, sex?" "Ooh, let me pull up a chair." I actually wrote down, that's something Corey Pepper would do.
Wait, Scott, to be fair, I am not going to put Corey out into the wolves on this.
That's true.
Everyone in the Snow White Green Room.
It is something I would discuss with each individual friend.
Right, but everyone would do that. That is not
Yes, it's true. We would.
That's true. That's true. I was just thinking Corey at the top of that list.
Well, yeah.
And then we jump to the kitchen. And again, things get so much more weird.
The top of this scene is, I think they were on acid. That's the only excuse. They were tripping on acid for the boiling water shtick that they love so much that it's in the opening credits as well.
Yeah, it's boiling over. The kids are cooking dinner, and no one is paying attention.
Why are there 5 pots of boiling water?
What are they cooking? What are they cooking?
Yeah, because it's we find out that Elise left a note to be cook dinner, and it's they're making fucking Thanksgiving dinner. There's so many pots of stuff.
It's huge.
It's a shtick for no other reason than to insert shtick here.
Yeah,
for the opening credits.
And there's go for it.
The amount of money that they must have spent to make the oven work on stage.
Yeah. I was like, they are getting rich at Family Ties. They're putting a lot into this production.
They could have gotten pre-Die Hard Bruce Willis, but no.
No. And for all the boiling pots and pans stuff, the shtick doesn't go anywhere. They don't joke about it. It's just business to do. It's not serving anything really.
Absolutely. It's serving 3 minutes of airtime is what it's serving. It's oh my God. It's a long piece of business for no payoff.
And if things aren't weird enough, here's another interesting, weird piece of news. Elise comes home. She is now working at an office. She was a freelance architect, whatever the hell that was, but we accepted it. But out of nowhere, we find out that she has now gotten a job at an office and is kind of adapting to the change. Her being a freelance architect was kind of a pivotal thing in the show. That was a regular thing.
There was an episode where she was designing something and Suzanne screwed it up.
A whole episode about it. It takes place in the home. And now she's at an office just like that. I mean, that's a whole basic...
No explanation at all to us.
That would have been a better episode than this of just her adjusting and trying to get a job at an office. You could build so much around that.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed to me as though that was going to be a B plot in the episode, and it never really happened.
No.
No, it had to be all about phone calls.
Instead, our B plot is phone calls.
Phone calls, yep. Another plot that goes absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
And once again, can we point out, they have 2 goddamn phone lines.
Or one necessary.
Episode. Yes. Alex, go use the other phone.
And these are like normally nice brother-sister relationships, and yet for some reason that phone fucks this up every time. It's like, that damn phone, we're going to argue over that damn phone every episode.
And it doesn't have to. Oh, God. All right, and this scene, and so Steven comes home already acting guilty.
Yes! I wrote down, he walks in, and he's immediately disappointed by the lack of attention that his family pays to him.
Yeah.
And he pouts. He gets pouty immediately.
He's
It's
pouty.
like, okay, I'm going to tell another thing indicating in the script. You guys don't pay any attention to me, and I was getting a lot of attention by a pretty woman in the office today. Something so un-Steven-like.
It's so much. None of this matches up to his character, and he gets mad at Elise, and basically, and that ends the scene. This scene goes nowhere.
Absolutely, it ends. It just stops.
Ends.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, the internal logic of Steven's character is thus. He finds out a girl at work likes him. He goes home, and he goes, hey, guys, do you want to watch the football game? And they're all like, no, we got stuff to do. And he goes, you know what? I'm going to fuck that girl.
So there.
A complete and total change in personality.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to fuck that girl. Yeah.
Yeah, at least in the previous season where they had an issue, remember, like Elise not having enough time for him. At least they sat down and had dinner and worked through their arguments. But now Steven's had it. He's just gonna go fuck that girl.
It's just that he got pouty and the scene ended.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which takes us back to the studio because they want to get some mileage out of this new set.
Yep, they sure do.
Yep. And Steven has an ensemble, as Gus points out. He's putting on cologne. He has we see he has socks that matches his shirt.
Oh, he's very excited about that.
Macho Mist is the cologne he's putting on.
Which apparently smells like a case of beer from far away, but when you're close up is quite wonderful.
Absolutely.
Aphrodisiac.
Yeah. Which, again, this goes completely against everything Steven is. He's encouraging this crush that Stacy has on him.
Scott Mallory wouldn't go out miniature golfing with Steven, so now he has to do this.
That's true. He has to encourage this.
It's the consequences for their actions. They're going to learn to regret this.
Yeah. I'm just last year Steven would have sat down, talked to Stacy, and explained everything of why this is wrong. This year, Steven, he's going for it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so Stacy comes in, of course, noticing everything. Oh, I also forgot to point out, one of the things Stacy finds attractive about a man is he's not attracted till he's 40. What the hell kind of logic is that?
Well, she looked at the gray hair, like she looked at Steven's gray hair and tried to eyeball what age he was. That was what was going on there. But yeah.
Yeah.
I like a woman who likes an older man.
So Gus has the idea of doing this Calvin Coolidge documentary as a cartoon, which the
Good
audience, idea. Exactly, the audience laughs at this like it's so ridiculous, Gus. I was like, that's actually a good idea, Gus. Yeah. But Stacy comes in and says she was there all night because she's a single girl with nothing else to do and put together a Calvin Coolidge film for Steven to look at. And this is my favorite part. They cut to it. It's just a clip of what looks like his inauguration, and Steven thinks this is the most brilliant thing in the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll tell you this. It must have been hard in the days before the internet to be single. I mean, to not have porn at ready availability.
Porn and Netflix.
Yeah, or Netflix, yes. That or HuffPo. So
for those of you who read.
This is how Paul nights. But you got a lot done.
Right, I guess so, yeah. But, I don't know. I just want to quickly say, Calvin Coolidge, his politics fly in the face of Stephen as we know him. That I just can't. I just had to say it out loud.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
and Stephen actually says, "I don't know. I love Calvin Coolidge," which goes to tell me the writer didn't know shit about Calvin Coolidge, like you do, Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should have asked me.
They should have
Governor
told
of
you.
Massachusetts, Calvin Coolidge, from what I understand.
Apparently. And so Stephen loves it so much, and Gus hates this Calvin Coolidge thing, that he's like, why doesn't Stacy take over for it? All right? And she is promoted from intern to now working on this, and is so excited that once Gus leaves the room, she kisses Stephen. Like a kiss.
Right
And
on the mouth.
frankly, I was surprised.
I was too. It kind of went that far.
Yeah.
I was too. Yeah.
And then she dropped the "I'm in love with you."
Yeah.
They went right for the "I'm in love with you," which I thought was a bizarre choice. But at the same time, didn't she also? Is this the scene where she says, "No strings attached. You can keep your family. I won't tell anyone."
Yes.
She was just literally,
She literally said
chosen for an affair.
she was like, "You can have me any way you want," and I literally wrote Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. There's you can come. I'm going to be working late. Get on over here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how this. Yeah, and that's how the scene
act out. Do we go to commercial?
Wait, but here's what's interesting. She kisses him again, and this time Steven's kind of inviting it a little bit.
Oh, he kisses back.
He kisses back, which again, this isn't Steven.
No.
It's so bizarre. All right, and that's the act out on that.
And that's our act out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. And we are back.
And we're
You'd
back.
think that more would happen in the second act than in the first, but shockingly, I think even less happens in the second
It's
act.
almost a repeat of the order of the first act.
Well, it's funny. First act went TV station, kitchen, TV station. Second act goes kitchen, TV station, kitchen. They're like inverse of each other.
Oh my God! This could be like the Gospel of Luke, I think, where it goes. It's a complete parabola of storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
This might be the infinite jest of episodes, where it's just all kinds of inter-metatextual stuff happening.
Yeah.
Kudos,
and if people
Family
are interested
Ties.
in what that looks like online, they could probably go to our website. You probably have charts, right?
Oh,
Probably
sure.
so. We're gonna have charts. Yeah.
We're gonna get Photoshop. We're gonna get in the best engineers. We're gonna get Elise Keaton to do some stuff. It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be like some CNN shit with 3D graphics
Elise
and everything.
Keaton used to be an architect. I understand she's only an office worker now.
Yeah, that's it. She used to be her own woman, and now she's just working for the man.
Oh,
I know.
man.
I know.
We'll see what happens in the next episode. See if they mention this again.
I'm gonna wager that we never see Elise's office.
That we never go there, and
I don't think we ever
continue to be. See, I doubt she's even going to continue to be an office worker. I think they're going to go back to architect at some point.
Yeah.
Right.
Is she an office worker, or is she in an architect position but working at an office?
Ah, okay.
That's what I thought.
That's what I took away from it. Yeah. But I don't think we ever. We will never see her office. I guarantee you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I don't think we will.
Yeah. Okay, so we're back in the kitchen, and we kind of have the whole phone battle going on.
This is the first time they hit me over the head with the fact that this was actually the B plot.
Yeah, that's the first time you actually recognize. Oh, this is what you picked.
Oh, okay, and I went, okay, that's sort of interesting. And another time where I just hate that phone because they're talking to somebody who's not there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they're only giving Mallory one thing to do, talking about clothes again. It's kind of disappointing. And Steven comes in, and he's trying to find a reason to stay, to not go to the studio.
And of course, he's so obvious about it. The whole family should have like giant light bulbs going off over their heads.
Yeah, finally Elise does, but yeah, he's wanting to go to a movie with Alex, and they have a joke with like the double bills, like two romantic movies, a betrayal and something else. and he tries to, take Jennifer to the baseball game, but they're playing in Montreal, and Mallory, of course, is like, no, Dad, I already know what you're going to ask. And it's like, Steven, you just don't have to go. Just don't go.
Yeah, it's really funny in a tragic way, this scene,
Yeah.
because you know where it's going, you know what's about to happen and all that stuff. So there's almost like a Kafka level of tragedy seeing Steven try to get out of doing something that he wants to do. I don't know. You have to watch the scene. It's so strange and funny and sad all at the same time.
Yeah.
He borders on pathetic in this, like begging his children to intercede between his dick and Stacy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my kids to cock block me. Is that possible? How do you do that? How do you
It's so weird.
It's so weird. And I'd just like to acknowledge, Paul, kudos for blending in Kafka to Family Ties. That's awesome.
and fucking Judith Light.
I'm telling you, Paul, there's a college course. There's like a Wagner college course that you can teach on Family Ties and existentialism.
Awesome. Yes. Oh.
You just need to write the curriculum. You can sell this, my friend.
You can totally do it.
I'm sure.
You can totally sell this. You can totally sell this. And so there's nothing there, and he tells Elise, well, Stacy's new girl, and she's working on this project, and I thought I'd go down to help her because she's new. And Elise actually, well, if you feel like, I think it's a good idea if you go,
There's a visible...
and this is kind of
in Elise, where Elise, you see her be like, oh, I see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I read that guilty talk. That was right. She's making him feel guilty.
Yeah. And it's Meredith Balcher does this really nice. Like, it's there, but it's in a very nice, subtle way. You know that she knows, but she's not fully playing it.
See, I thought,
which I kind of like.
At this point, I thought if I was going to bet on where this was going, my thought was he was going to go to the station, he was going to talk himself out of the affair with Stacy, and then she was going to like hug him goodbye, and Elise was going to show up.
Yeah.
I thought Elise was going to show up at the station and catch him with his hand in the cookie jar.
And didn't you, the very end of the next scene, we're going to talk about that pan over to the window. Did you not expect to see Elise?
That was the moment that I thought, that's exactly what I thought was going to happen, and it didn't happen.
Right, exactly. So Steven goes to the studio. Stacy is waiting, and she comes right out with it. She was like, "We can either stand here awkwardly, we can work on the couch." Yeah, God. Or we can go back to my place and make love.
Wait, did you write Jesus?
And I was like, do you really need to go back to your place?
Or did you write Jesus for the prior scene?
I wrote wow, period.
Yeah.
Paul, I have that exact word written down. I have wow with a exclamation point. Wow is what I wrote.
Just that the one that she said make love, that's always creepy. Like even if I were married and my wife were like, let's make love, I'd be like, you need to never say that. That's really creepy.
I can only use that expression if I'm mocking the expression at the same time. Such as, would you like to go home and make love?
Yes, it needs heavy levels of irony.
Absolutely. You can't say it straight. If you say it straight, you're like, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I wrote down her tempting logic is so twisted and strange. Like she's completely unaffected that he is married and has kids, completely ignoring that fact. Like it doesn't even faze her. And she says something along the lines that's like, well, if your love for your family is so strong, then nothing we do will affect it. Which isn't true.
It was very. I thought the whole. Are you both frozen? Are we?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh no. Okay.
No.
I thought it was very bizarre. And I thought, doesn't she has no awareness that this flaw in character of encouraging someone to cheat on their wife and children is a negative personality attribute.
Yeah, she's very I hate to use the word, but like sociopathic in that way of that. she is just one-dimensional in the I want this goal and I'm going to get it, and my wanting the goal gives me virtue. But no, it's actually that goal is really a problem for a lot of people. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a weakness,
Yes.
it's a flaw, and you don't look like a very strong, kind, generous person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I
And
mean,
I can't believe
Which again, I'm
everybody-
saying.
You know, everybody always says if they have an affair that there's a certain degree of guilt that goes with it. Of course, the affair could be fun, but there's a certain degree of guilt that goes with it, and she has zero guilt. It's like, no, this is it.
Yeah.
I'm single. I want you.
mhm.
She's a sociopath.
Mhm.
She has no. Yeah, she's a total sociopath.
And apparently, she might be maybe like a trust fund kid, because she's a PA at a public television station,
Yeah, she's not
and
getting
she
paid
has
a
a
lot.
maid.
Yeah, she does have a maid.
She's a PA at
I
a
thought that was weird
station
too.
in Dayton, Ohio, in 1982.
Three.
83,
Yes,
and she has a maid. And that's it.
exactly. And so Steven finally, he finally convinces her, he's like, look, I can't do this. This isn't gonna happen. And she says something like, she's like, the thing I love you most is the thing that's keeping me away from you. You're just so damn honorable, unlike you, Stacy.
Right.
So, right, like you were saying, Corey. And so they walk out, and this is where there's like this weird pan to the window as we see them leave, and it would have been a perfect opportunity for Elise to kind of have seen the whole thing go down.
But no.
But it did. But that didn't happen.
No,
And-
I don't want to get too much into a discussion of psychology type stuff, but this is the second time that the men of Family Ties have been confronted sexually by a strong woman in this season. Do we think that Gary David Goldberg thinks of like women as Jezebels or something, where it's like, if they show any sort of backbone, then that means that they're like sexual dynamos who will steal you away from your life? What's going on?
Yeah,
It's
I
a very
can
strange
see it that way.
characterization. Mhm.
It is, and you're right, Paul. He brings it up several times, and I see that side, and I also see the wanting, maybe misguidedly showing strong women who know, like in the first episode of this season, women that know what they want, are afraid to get what they want, and can hold their own.
Yeah.
But this goes more to the whole Jezebel side of everything because of her lack of morals. Yeah, it's interesting. So instead of having Elise at the window, which would have been a much, much better idea, we are back in the kitchen, and Alex has made a whole chart of the telephone, much like we will put up on our Facebook page. Yeah.
He uses a pie chart. I'm much more of a bar graph guy, so when you come in, don't expect
I like
pie.
I always appreciate a good Venn diagram if you can do one of those.
Sure, yeah.
It's a good thinking piece, a Venn diagram.
It's
I like
two
that.
pie graphs that are making out with each other. That's a Venn diagram.
That's the best definition of Venn diagram.
Isn't Venn Diagram the guy who stars in all those Fast and Furious movies?
Yeah. Yep. Venn diagram.
It also has a round head, just like a pie chart.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a pie chart. So, again, all this trouble.
Oh, Scott, are you there?
Sort of. Kind
Uh-oh.
of.
Scott.
See if he comes back to life again. He could.
Yeah, it seemed like throughout the episode he was a little bit lagging, so it might be like an internet thing.
It could be. He lives south of the boulevard, so.
Can you
is
hear me?
that-
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you
He
are.
is.
We just heard you now.
Listening. Okay, we're going to cut all that for editing and pick back up. And again, all this talk about the telephone lines is a little ridiculous when they have two telephone lines already. And Alex is like over-analyzing their conversations and stuff, like it has anything to do with him. It's just such a pointless B-plot.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of where I stopped taking notes.
Yeah, I have no more
think
notes.
Normally during
I
the
got
end of these
nothing.
episodes, I stop taking.
Yeah.
Because it's just the reconciliation part. They're in the kitchen, Steven's home, and he has this weird moment of like, I love this house, I love these plates, looking at his face in the plates. It's just like, thank God I didn't fuck Judith Light.
If you're going to feel that guilty, you better at least gotten your dick just a little wet.
Well, I mean, he did kiss her twice, so in the parlance of TV 80s sitcom, it's practically that.
It is. You're right. He kissed twice.
Yeah.
I just feel like, wow, if you're going to feel that guilty, you did absolutely. They kissed twice. Okay, you should feel a little guilty for that.
Yeah.
And he did respond. We mentioned that.
Right. We're right.
But I think it's cute right here when they're making up. And how does she want to make up? She wants to have sex. How does he want to make up? He wants to go camping.
This is why their relationship was on the rocks for the past 23 minutes.
Exactly. Maybe if they were making a little bit more love like Elise wanted to, is Scott ever going to come back to life again? Or is
I don't know, but you know what? Right now, his hands are above his head like this, and it's kind of wonderful.
He looks totally frozen. Lost you. No, really? I didn't quite realize that. Oh, really, Scott? Oh,
Funniest he's been in years.
He's gonna. It is, Scott. This is some of your best work. I hope when you listen to this again, like a stand-up comic, listen and understand. This is the funny stuff right now.
Yeah, the humor is in silence.
Some of your best work. Really.
Well, I guess we should log off and then log back on.
I guess so. Okay.
All right.